friends. Today is the climax episode of the Mysterious Ripley House. This is where you make the final, biggest, most important decision that you will make yet. Because of that, today is a special episode, and we are going to end abruptly on a very ominous note, and I'm warning you now. So, without further ado, I'm going to keep being creepy and weird and read episode 35 of the Mysterious Ripley House, wherein we find out what's really been going on this whole time. Episode 35 of the Mysterious Ripley House. Tim was pretty annoyed, to tell the truth. The story was almost over. He wanted to succeed and get out of the house and live happily ever after. But now he had to stop one more time and figure out something as stupid as how to apply ink all over a letter? This is dumb, Tim said. It is not, Raphael said. It's a science project. They all stood over the letter and wondered what to do. Or rather, Bianca stood. Invisible. Madame Ripley stood. Invisible. And Bubbles stood. The rest of them floated in the air because they were all still fish. I've got it, Raphael said. You should smear the ink all over my fish scales. That way I can flop around on the letter and make tiny scale imprints of ink. We'll be able to see the whole thing that way. That is a really good idea, Raphael, Audrey said. I never would have thought of that myself. Bianca poured the ink carefully over Raphael's scales after he turned sideways. That tickles, Raphael said. Hey, does anyone else really want to hop in a pool right now? Or is that just me? After Raphael was all shimmery with blue ink, Bianca held out the letter while he carefully flopped across the surface like an old printing press. Soon, the entire letter was delicately covered in blue ink scales. Within seconds, words began to appear. Oh my goodness, Audrey said, we did it! They clustered around to read the letter, terrified and excited to learn the truth at last. Dear children, the letter said, by now you have woken up in the mysterious Ripley House. I am sorry to bring you to such a dangerous place, but the truth is I need your help. I was put under a curse long ago. I cannot be seen or heard, and I cannot leave my house. It has taken me many years to figure out how to even leave messages like this one. Each year, I can bring 4 new people into the Mysterious Ripley House, and this year, I have chosen you. Only these visitors can solve the riddle and free me. Most of them choose to leave, having never confronted the mysterious gargoyle in the sitting room. Some confront the mysterious gargoyle in the sitting room and try to solve its riddle. No one has ever solved it, however. The ones who fail to solve the riddle are trapped here forever, and they forget the life they had before. When they're freed, if they ever are, their lives will begin again exactly where they left them. But if no one ever guesses the riddle correctly, then we will all be trapped here for all time. My faithful companion Bubbles has had to swallow the key to the front door so that no one could get out of the house before I ask them to solve the riddle. Whether or not you solve the riddle, however, is entirely up to you. You do not have to stay. You can leave right now, and if you do, any curious transformations or curses you've gotten during your stay will all melt away. You can leave at once. It's possible that one of the other creatures in this house will solve the riddle for me. Then again, most of them have already had their chance, and I am running out of time. If someone doesn't break my curse soon, I will die, and all of the monsters and fairies and mysterious creatures who live in this house will all be trapped forever. You now have 2 choices. You can choose to leave at once. Simply ask Bubbles, my dog, for the key. Or you can stay and try to guess the final riddle. Remember, if you guess wrong, you will never be able to leave the Mysterious Ripley House.